Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 2nd through the 8th. And during that time, we first have the waning gibbous moon. And waning gibbous is a good time for self-reflection and rebirth, a good time to make positive changes, get rid of our bad habits and negative thinking, and continue to work towards our goals and accomplishments. So we then have the third quarter moon, and that's a time when those dreams are starting to come to fruition. Those projects that we started, during the new moon, they're starting to complete, and we're doing some inward reflection and looking around what worked, what didn't work. Can we do we have to restart and do the same project for the next cycle, or are we done? Did we complete what we needed to do? But we're starting to think about, because the new moon will be approaching in a bit, and we're starting to think about what we might want to do with the new moon. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Taurus. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is don't let pride get in your way. All right, let's see what the Taurus Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, my fun weekly reminder this week, Taurus, is that you pay attention to the world around you when it comes to synchronicity. So this could be so many different things. This could be thinking of a friend that you haven't seen in a while and they call you or shoot you a text or you run into them. This could be an animal that you encounter that you're like, oh, well, that's interesting. And I would use that as taking on the traits of that animal to conquer something that's going on in my life, or, use those attributes. So it could be repeating number patterns, which are like little angel numbers and little guideposts that are telling you, giving you little messages. So it could be a conversation that you overhear. So lots of ways that we encounter those synchronistic things. So just kind of be on the lookout for those this week. All right, let's get into this reading. Taurus for August 2nd through August 8th. Don't let pride get in your way. All right, your present energy, Knight of Swords. Okay, so something happening rapidly with you. This could be thoughts, ideas, just things coming in very, very quickly, and action that you're taking with these thoughts. Things that are, it's like an action-packed response that you're going to have. It's something that comes in quick that you're like, oh, I have to respond to that. Email time cutoff. So pay attention for things like that are being communicated to you this week. Your current situation is the Three of Pentacles. So, being involved here in some sort of creative collaboration. I cannot get that card straight. There we go. Some sort of creative collaboration that's going on with you this week. And maybe that's why, that's why things are coming in and maybe changing quickly, that you're collaborating and these ideas and messages and things are happening. So, this could be anything. This could be something at work. It could be something you're working on, something you're planning, or something in your something fun that you do, but you're collaborating with others about it. At the root of this situation is the Seven of Pentacles. So, you've planted all the seeds, and it's almost like you're kind of waiting for this harvest to come in. And if this is work, this would be that you have this project, but you've done the groundwork, you've planted the seeds. Let me turn this camera down here. You've done the groundwork, and that work is there for to let this creative collaboration come through, right? So go ahead and some things might come through. There might be a harvest that comes through, and that, if it's work related, let's say that you've already completed a project that has something to do with this collaboration, and there's a question that comes up and you're like, oh, I know that because I did this project, right? So you've done the groundwork that shows that you're prepared, and even that you might have to pull on some of that information, or a relationship or something that you've made at work in the past. You might have to pull on that relationship to get something accomplished, but you've done that groundwork, which is nice. In your recent past here is you enjoying the fruits of your labor. So you might be coming off of a vacation time or some enjoyable time that you've had, and it's almost like, well, back to work, so that could be it. But you're bringing that energy in, that you're able to really, that you're working hard, and you enjoy that you're working hard, but you're also enjoying the fruits of that hard work. On your mind this week is the 10 of Pentacles. So lots of pentacles in this reading so far around you, with the 7, 9, and now the 10. the 10, and it's on your mind to be kind of thinking long term, to be thinking about this is like our long term wealth security. So it might be that you're thinking of, investment things, or even if it's work related, what is in the, what, where do you want to go long term? And maybe you're having to ask those questions. So something may come up, and it may just be that, do you want, are you wanting to stay in this position long term, or is there another path that you're trying to take? So that might be something that's just on your mind, or in the conversation this week. And again, you're working really hard, you're enjoying that, but it's almost like, do is this your end goal, or are you ready to put in a little more, um like a little more work into this? This seems so work related though, because of all the pentacles. Let's keep going forward and see what happens. What is just ahead of you this week is the Temperance card. So you're going to maintain your balance through this entire process, through this collaboration. Even though things are coming in swiftly, it's like you're able to handle everything. You've done the groundwork. You're just in a good spot. And I think, that temperance is about, just keeping your balance, and being inspired, just being very conscious of what's going on around you. This is about being super centered, and just things flowing, and things coming to fulfillment, which is a great card, great energy there. What is just ahead of you this week is the Page of Cups. So you're definitely keeping your sense of humor. Things are very light. So whatever's going on, it doesn't seem super heavy, but you are thinking about things, and you're laughing. You're just enjoying your work, almost like you love your job and you're enjoying what you do. And I think that's a really great feeling. So keep that sense of humor about you this week. What is beyond your control this week is the Moon card. So the moon is about things that come to us in the night. This could be a dream that you have that might help you with a project. This could be some intuitive thought that comes to you that helps you. It's just that you're, there's, it's when the intuitive and the synchronistic kind of come to help you in your current situation. And because you're paying attention, because I just gave you the warning to heads up and pay attention, you're going to use that to your advantage. And it could be that you can intuitively answer a question doing this collaboration. You just intuitively know a thing. And again, you're working hard and you've done the groundwork. So, your intuition will just enhance that, right? What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Hermit. So it's either your secret desire to kind of get through this, and then kind of retract a little, and have a little just quiet time to yourself, do some kind of inner searching, or just those calm moments when you can answer the questions that are going around, where you can kind of just sort things out. So either that's your secret desire, or you're just trying to avoid that altogether, and you're okay with being social, working with others all the time, and maybe you don't even need to step back and have that quiet time. So that is a card that, you'll ask yourself that question. There's no right or wrong, and actually different Tauruses will handle this in different ways. The thing about this card is to really ask yourself that question, and to understand the answer. Like, understand, why am I retracting to be quiet? Is there some reason I can't think around another person I'm working with, and why is that? And kind of, it's there for you to learn and explore. All right, what is in your outcome here is the Four of Pentacles. So we end up the week on a very stable note when it comes to job stability, money stability, home life stability. A lot of things going on, but you're keeping your wits about you. You're paying attention to the universe. You might be trying to pull back and center, quietly, or you might not. It's up to you. So I just think it's a really interesting and great energy for you this week, Taurus. Let's see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is about logic and communication, which, we had this Knight of Swords come in, and it could be that, that action was a little, I don't want to say off-putting, but it's a little like, you can't. It's almost like, let's say you're at work and you are working on an assignment, and some information comes in that nobody knew about. And it's like, oh, we have to do this. We have to deal with this, right? That kind of information and what's missing is step back and realize that deal with things on a logical basis. Don't throw emotions into it. Keep your sense of humor about you. But this King of Swords is our most logical. So it's almost telling that you need to be very logical about whatever comes in. Just deal with it logically, manage it, get through it, and you're going to be just fine. All right, let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says here as a wrap up. And also, don't let pride get in your way was your overall card. So maybe step back, with this Hermit card. There might be someone that is kind of making you feel something in that way. So don't, make sure that you are truly collaborating. And remember, sometimes someone knows more than you. that's that's hard for some earth signs to realize, but it is true. All right, let's see what you have here in the wrap up here with the Soul Oracle deck. Your final message for this reading is live life to the fullest, which it appears that you are. I mean, it looks like you're enjoying the things that you're doing. I love the energy of this entire reading. I mean, you're on track, you're working hard, but you're enjoying yourself. You've got a sense of humor about it. You know when to withdraw and go in. I mean, I just love all the energies here. Okay. What does Taurus need to do in the way of self-care this week? Self-care for Taurus this week. Okay. This card right here says optimism. And there's a book with some flowers coming out of it. If you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them love stories and happy endings. Very interesting. Don't let pride get in your way, and make sure you are communicating. There might be something that you are going to learn, and there might be information that like your perception is one thing, but if you just ask the right questions, you get a clarity on that, and you could be perceiving someone wrong. So keep that in mind and be optimistic. Don't let pride get in your way. Keep your sense of humor about you. So, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I do hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in your daily life this week in a positive way. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below if something resonated or if you have questions. I'd be happy to answer those for you. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe is super helpful. I appreciate that of you so much. I love doing these readings, and I love people that come back and see their readings every week. I think that's very awesome. So thank you so much for being here, Taurus. Good luck, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.